I'm Youngin, this is Celia in 320 cent, and we're going to be talking about a lead filtration module. Imagine that your child who has good behavior and has excellent speech at age 3 is starting to have a speech impediment or a speech impairment and is starting to act out and lash out. So you go into the physician to see what's going on, to have a checkup on them, and they find out that they believe that there is a lead problem in your home. They have a high level of lead contamination and lead poisoning in the bodies. It decreases the IQ and attention span and performance. And also lead can be found in every aspect of a child's home, from the childhood's toys to the drinking water to chipping of paint. And we're going to be talking about the water sources in one's home. Elevated lead levels in one's body, especially a child, can have irreversible childhood development issues. Those issues can range from a wide variety from brain development issues to bone calcium deficiencies. And also there's a lack of awareness in parents' homes that cause these issues that are ongoing. 62% of the confirmed cases in Vanderbilt County come from only 2 areas in Evansville, 47710 and 47713. And there is currently no easy or cheap solution, but fortunately there is a prevention to eliminate lead poisoning.
So our solution to this problem is to initially send out test strips to any organizations that are saying that they're having a lead problem in their area that they consolidate in. And so we send them the test strips, and they can distribute them via using the mail service or through a handout service or whatever so that they can send it out along with information. So then after they get their strips and test their water, and if it comes back that their water is the issue, then they can go back to the organization that sent it to them, and they can put in an order, or they can distribute one of our filters to them. So our filter is designed with activated carbon, which is proven to remove lead from water. The idea is to make it a tap install with a removable filter so that you can keep the same cartridge and add and put carbon back into it so you can keep using it. Like I said, it's specifically designed for lead, and it would allow for an immediate answer to a home that would have water issues, that have lead in their water, and then they can safely consume the water. The idea is to make it easy to install, and it's going to be a cheaper option than a reverse osmosis machine or a Brita filter. So some of the competitive advantages that we would have over the very expensive machines would be that it would be minimal cost to manufacture, because the idea is to make it plastic casing and simple takeout filters. Another competitive advantage we have is that all it does is attach to the sink. Reverse osmosis machines cost thousands of dollars, and they're very big, and they take up a lot of room in the home. Like I said before, we're filtering out lead only, so that it's going to allow us to make them cheaper, and then it's also going to allow us to target that specifically. We also are going to have an on and off switch that's going to make it so that you don't have to consume the carbon at all times, so that if you're not consuming the water, you're not using the filter.
For our value proposition, we're going to, for families that live in areas where lead levels are elevated, we're going to offer testing strips to test the homes for potential lead contamination. And if tests are positive, we can provide our filtration system that uses a replaceable activated carbon cartridge. Unlike Brita water filters, our activated carbon filtering system will have an on and off switch, and it's going to focus just on specifically lead. So for our solution strategy, we're going to focus just on lead, so just filtering out lead, and we're going to have the replaceable activated carbon cartridge, so we're going to try to make it to be about a month that you can replace it after that. And our main focus is to provide clean and safe drinking water, because without water we don't really have much. Like, you have to have water to cook, to eat, to brush your teeth, all kinds of things like that.
And So some of our key partners, we're going to be mainly partnering first off with the Vanderbilt County Health Department, since they currently know where the trouble areas are for the high elevations of lead contamination. Also, Evansville Promise Zone. Evansville Promise Zone is a local organization that is down in the downtown region, which is where these elevated lead levels are at. They have 6 main components that they work with to better the improvement of lives in these regions, and one of them is health. So we believe that we can work with them to better the health of not only families but of children in these areas to help get them out of impoverished areas. And lastly, work with local organizations such as churches for these give back days, so we are able to give out these testing strips and the filtration systems at no cost to the end user. And so for some of our key resources, our main funding partners are going to be the CDC, a grant that is funded by the Prevention of Public Health funds. It specifically targets childhood lead prevention, so we believe that we can partner with them. Indiana currently has $300,000 allocated to it, so we believe that Vanderbilt County can apply for some of that $300,000. Also, there's an educational grant for acknowledgement for homeowners, families that are in these areas, that we can work with the EPA to get it, and Region 5 is Indiana.
So some of our short-term goals would be that we would produce the product itself with a 3D printer, which is going to allow it to be cheaper and quicker to produce. And then you also are able to produce it in lower quantities because you don't want to mass produce something that you don't need mass amounts of. We also have easy access to carbon. It's a readily available product that's used to filter already in modern day, but not specifically for what we want it for. And then we could also partner with USI because they have 3D printers on site, and we'd be able to use our money to help put that into the school. Long term, the idea would be to reduce lead poisoning in families, and it's also going to allow for a cheaper solution for organizations and churches to help out the people in their area, and then they're not out lots of money trying to fix the pipes and things like that. So in closing, we want to make a simple and cost-effective filter that's readily available to everyone and is going to reduce lead in water.
Good job. Again, nice integration of feedback.